One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Weekly Chamber Podcast. I am your host, Nikisha Vaughn, VP of Corporate Affairs over here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. We are so excited you decided to join us today. So usually this weekly wrap-up is just telling you what's going on with the Chamber, some different events, and also a little bit of training. And last week we were talking about doing a reset. And so this week we're going to finish up. Well, we're not going to finish up. We're actually going to go through one part of it, which is how to get organized. So if you are someone who's looking to get organized, I have a 5-step process. It's going to change the way you organize. This is the only process that you need to organize any of your space. And like I said, all of this stuff is available in the Reset program. So I will have a link for you. But let's get to some of the announcements, because we always got to start with our announcements. There's so much always going on with the Chamber. If you guys didn't know, maybe you're new here, the Chamber is actually one chamber, one band, 15 different chapters, one chamber. What is it? Like one band, one sound? One band, one sound. That's what it's called? Yeah, one band, one sound. So when you join membership at the Chamber, you actually become a member of all 15 different chapters. And we have mixers that are happening all throughout the month. Each chapter is responsible for a mixer. Some of them are online, some of them are in person. It just depends on where you're at. I'm down here in the Temecula Valley area, so I know that our mixers are always the last Tuesday of every month, but everybody has a mixer that happens every single day of the week, like Monday through Thursday. So you definitely need to make sure that you join membership. Membership is $200. And like I said, when you join, you get access to all of that. And I got to tell you, I think people don't realize like how much access the Chamber actually has. You know, we sit on Caltrans meetings. We're in high-speed rail meetings. We get to meet with local city council members and mayors. And, you know, we get to do so many fun events that we're going to be talking about here. So you definitely want to get connected. This is the one thing I always tell people about business. My business absolutely changed when I joined the Chamber. And the reason why is because now I was out there networking, because it's not always what you know. A lot of times it's who you know. So yes, ChatGPT can get you very, very far, but a network, yes, a network can take you miles and miles away. Okay, so I'm going to breeze through these because actually we have to end a little early today. I know, sad noises, but we have a monthly board member. So with all of a board meeting, so with all the different presidents, we get together once a month so that we can talk about everything that's happening all over the chapter, so that we can share all the different events, so that we can help support each other. It's a great group of like-minded people. So if you're looking at being on a board, you've never been on a nonprofit board before, this is a great one to join. This has been the first board that I've joined. It's not the last board that I've joined, but it's definitely the most fun board that I've ever been on. So definitely make sure that you look into membership. Okay, let's get started with what's going on with the Chamber. So first up, we have Get Connected. So this is out in Palm Springs. They're going to be meeting. Hold on, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Make myself smaller so I can actually read this. August 11th at, I can never pronounce this, Tetsiki Canyon Way in Palm Springs from 6 to 8 p.m. So this is going to be $5 for non-members, $5 for members, and $10 for non-members. So it's going to be a great meet and greet mixer. They always have great food. They always have a nice little speaker. So if you're looking to get to meet some people out in the Palm Springs area, this is definitely where you want to be. And you guys already know what I'm about to say, Queen Mary. Yes, you guys, we are still having the business summit that's happening on August 22nd. On the Queen Mary. You know, a lot of people were not into the business stuff. That's crazy. You guys are all business owners, but people were like, the casino night? Yes, definitely get me down. So we're going to have, instead of having a 2-day event, we're just going to jam pack everything into one day. So Saturday, from the beginning of the day, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., we're going to have Pampered Social out there. We have such a great time. I've been out there. They've done massages. They have skincare. They have so many different things. It's like Pampered and Social. So people were getting like so many different things done. I can't even remember because I'm always running around. I'm like, oh, wait, can I do one? And there's always either somebody there or I never have time. So if you definitely want to be pampered while you're being social, make sure that you come out at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then the casino night starts at 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And all of this takes place on the historic Queen Mary out there in Long Beach on August 22nd. So make sure that you go online. If you go to the website, which is down there scrolling at the bottom, make sure that you go to events and click on Long Beach Business Summit, and you'll be able to click there and get your tickets. So make sure that you get your tickets. It's definitely going to be a sold out event. I even heard that we're having some celebrities there. They didn't tell me who they were. Listen, guys, we have a lot of celebrities that come out to our events, but they don't want us to be like, because when you promote a big celebrity, you usually have to pay for that. Like these are celebrities who are like, I'm just down with you guys and I want to hang out with you guys. So it's a little bit more low key. So if you know, you know. So as soon as I get some names, though, I'm going to spill the beans. If I get some names, I'm going to spill the beans like I did last time. So make sure that you sign up and get your tickets. It is happening now. So what else is going on with the chamber? Okay, we have our 4th annual Black Health and Fitness Business Expo. So this is going to be a great event. We've been doing it for 4 years. This is on Saturday, September 26th. Out there in San Bernardino on West 4th Street. So we're still seeking some panel participants. So if you're interested, if you're in the business space and you need an opportunity to speak and be a part of our panel, if you're in the health space and the fitness space, this is the event that you definitely want to be at. So one of the things I always like to tell people, and I know I say it all the time, so you guys are probably sick of hearing me, but it's that the chamber is really a platform. It gives people a platform to kind of jump off and take off. I've seen so many people do so many amazing things, being a part of the chamber and just meeting 1 or 2 people that absolutely change their life. So definitely make sure that you sign up for that. Okay, what else do we have? We have our fashion show that's happening October 3rd. That's also out there in Palm Springs. This is, I think, the 7th annual one. They have designers out there. I think on the 18th, they had July, they had a bunch of models who came out there. So we were finding models in the community. We find designers in the community. And then we have a whole fashion show in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So listen, if you guys are looking for something to do or be a part of or sponsor, please make sure that you go out there and see the fashion show. It's going to be such a fun time. They let me do the raffles, so I get to hand out the raffles. And we have one that's like as long as your arm. So I try to stretch out my arm as far as I can so people can get as many tickets as they can. So if you guys want to buy some tickets for me, come and do that too at the fashion show on October 3rd. Okay. The Barstow chapter is going to be having their annual awards banquet. If you don't know, Barstow was our 2025 Chamber of the Year. So congratulations to Barstow. They're going to be having their annual event. They have a great speaker coming out. It's going to be on November 7th up there in Barstow at the Los Domingos, whatever it says on the flyer, that's where they're going to be. So make sure that you sign up and go out there. And if you don't live in Barstow, it doesn't matter, because if you're a member, you get to go to all of the different events. So that's why I said one band, one sound. That's what I was trying to say. One band, one sound. That's what I was trying to say. So make sure that you get your tickets to the Barstow event. And all of these events are going to be on our website that's scrolling at the bottom. And all you got to do is either click on events. But if you don't see it there, you can click on the actual chapters, and then you should be able to see it there. And then if you don't see it at either of those places, send me an email and I will send you the link, because sometimes they're hard to find. Okay, and I think those are the last events that we have coming up for this year, other than our membership drive that's going to be happening. So we'll be talking about that after we get done with the Queen Mary. But when we get into 2027, we are already getting ready right now for the Martin Luther King extravaganza. It's a whole weekend event. We have our service gala on the 16th, which honors all of the community leaders who have done so many impactful things, just like Martin Luther King. We love to acknowledge them and give them their awards, their certificates. We have great music, great food. It's just a really, really, really fun time. And they have it over at this event hall, Enterprise. The name is blanking. Is it on the flyer? I don't see it on the flyer. Anyways, I love the event space. It looks like a roaring 20s space. So it's over there. Oh, man, I'm not familiar with San Bernardino. Like I said, I live down here in Temecula, so I forget. So forgive me for that, but let's move on. And we also have our San Bernardino Martin Luther King Parade and Community Extravaganza. So this is where we have all of the different schools come out. all of the bands. We even have the girls who twirl the flags and the cheerleaders, and everybody comes. We have elementary, middle school, high school, everybody walking in the parade. ROTC, everybody's walking in this parade. So many great cars if you want to sponsor, if you want to have a car. And then once they get done with the parade, they come back to West 4th Street. And then we have a big extravaganza with all of the vendors. There's face painting. There's things for the kids to do. They've got bands up there. I mean, it is a great time. Oh, and they bring out all of the old cars. So you can, I don't think they let you sit in the cars. No, I don't think they let you sit in the cars. But those are the cars that are kind of going on display. And then before the event and after the event, you can kind of go inside the cars and see them. They're so, so cool. So make sure that you sign up for the Martin Luther King event. That's going to be happening next year, but it's January of next year. So you want to make sure that you're you're ready for that, which is going to be on the 18th and the 16th for the Service Awards Gala. Okay, so we're going to get into our training after this commercial break.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
Okay, welcome back to the Weekly Chamber podcast. I'm your host, Nikisha Vaughn, VP of Corporate Affairs over here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. And we're excited that you decided, excited that you decided to join us today. Okay, let's get into our training. So last time we were talking about doing a whole reset. So what is a reset? Maybe you're tired of the ways things are going in your life. Maybe you just need to reevaluate your life. Maybe you need to reevaluate your priorities. So I have a whole 5-day program. It's free on my website, nikishabond.com. You can download the workbook that I'm kind of going to be going over a little bit today. And you can get your free workbook. There's some videos that you can go through. But today we're going to be talking about my tried and true, well, it's not mine, I didn't make it up, but my tried and true method of how to clean up your space. I think one of the things that happens when people want to clean up and organize their space is they get really overwhelmed because maybe it looks like a mess and you're not quite sure exactly how you want to clean it up. What do you want to keep? What do you want to throw away? So it's like, just forget it. I'm just not going to do it at all. So I have a 5-step process that is going to help you to simplify this process. And the way that we do it in the reset is it's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So instead of looking at, I'm going to clean and declutter my whole entire house, I want you to think of, how can I pick this area, fix this area, then look at this area, fix that area, go to this area, fix that area. And this in continuous improvement strategy means that, yeah, maybe you don't get the satisfaction of having everything done, but this one space is going to be perfect. And then that space is going to be perfect. And then that space is going to be perfect. And then when you're all done, all your spaces will be perfect. So I'm not going to have anything to put on the screen, and I don't have my handy dandy notes because it was going to take me too long to write them and I was already running behind. And I don't have time to do a full session today because I have to go to our board meeting. Like I said, we have a board meeting for all the different chapters that happens the first Wednesday of every single month. So I got to do that at 6 o'clock. So I won't be able to go as long. But anyways, let's get started. Okay. So the 5S system, well, the 5S is a simple, effective method for creating and maintaining an organized and functional space. It's often used in professional settings, like I learned about it in manufacturing. So we use this a lot in manufacturing to keep things organized, to keep your tools organized. But I feel like it's just as powerful in everyday life, and people should definitely look at it. So here are the 5 steps. So the first one is sort. You're going to remove what's needed. 2, you're going to set in order, give everything a designated place. Number 3, you're going to shine, clean, reset everything. 4, you're going to standardize and simple rules to maintain order. And then 5, you're going to sustain and build habits that keep the system working. So when it's applied effectively, it reduces friction. So I think what happens with a lot of people is that they will clean up a space and then they don't have a process for keeping it clean. So then it gets dirty again. And then they become overwhelmed. And then it's just like, forget it. And then it becomes some sort of organized chaos thing where only you know where everything's at and only you know how things are working, which is okay. But what if somebody else needs to come in there and be in your space? I know this applies a little bit more to manufacturing than it does to like people in real life. But what if somebody does need to come into your space? What if you need to send somebody to go and get something? Don't you want it to be in a place where it's easy for you to find and it's easy for you to tell people to get those things? Yes, of course you do. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. First, you're going to choose your area of focus. So some examples that work really well, maybe your home, your kitchen, bedroom, closet, entryway. Just pick some area that you're looking at. Maybe pick, it doesn't have to be the whole area. Maybe it's just like facing this way, or maybe you just want to face that way, or do you want to face this way? It doesn't matter. Just pick one area. Maybe you want to do your desk. Your work area, so your desk, your office, your project materials. Maybe you want to do a digital cleanup, your email, your files, your desktop, your cloud storage. Maybe you want to do shared spaces like family areas, team spaces, or maybe you just want to have a morning routine set up. Anything that you want to focus on, this 5S process will work on. So choose your area. And what you're going to do is first, step one is sort. So what you're going to do is remove anything that is unnecessary and unused, outdated, or misaligned with how you live your life today. So the reason why this is important is because you can't organize mess. And when you sort it, it reduces distraction. So you just go to your desk, like I'm looking at my desk right now, and I've got like a bottle, spray bottle over here. I've got this little chingadera thing that I always keep on my desk. I think I'm going to keep that. I have my water bottle. I really don't have anything on my desk, to be honest with you, because I kind of 5S. But over here, I have some papers. They should be organized over here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to sort out, remove everything that's unnecessary. That bottle doesn't need to be here. These pens don't need to be here. They can be stacked somewhere. So I'm getting everything out. I'm taking away anything that's broken, anything that's duplicated, something that's not used. I'm going to delete files. I'm going to archive things. I'm going to unsubscribe from emails. I'm just getting rid of all these things that I don't really need. And how do I know if I need it? Because I'm looking at this space and I'm saying, this is the desk. I don't need to have a spray bottle, a cleaning spray bottle on my desk. So that doesn't belong here. So that's how I know it needs to get out of here. So that's how I'm deciding on what I'm sorting, what I'm keeping, what I'm not keeping. Does it belong in this space? And what that does for you is now you have to think of, what is the function of this space? Now, the reason why I like it in manufacturing is because like this will be the return center. So these are where the returns are done. So anything that doesn't have to do with returns doesn't go into this space. Or this is the kitchen, nothing goes in the kitchen. So that's why it helps you to organize what is the function and purpose of this space. Because that's the reason why your stuff is everywhere, because you have not identified what goes here and what doesn't go here. Okay, so let's go to number 2. Step 2, set in order. So you're going to assign a clear and logical home to everything that remains. And this matters because if something doesn't have a home, it will always become clutter again. Because then when it comes time for that sustaining, where are you going to put it back? It doesn't have a home. Where does it go? You don't know because you haven't set it in order. So how you're going to do that? You're going to store items where they actually go, the point of use. Group items together. Use zones, containers, folders, labels. Make a placement obvious and intuitive. So one of the things that I did, like in my desk area, is that I have this little tray. I don't know if you can see. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. So I have this little tray, right? And this has everything that I need for my desk. And then underneath here, inside the drawer over here, I've got all the backups for this. So instead of me having to go and find all of this stuff every time, I have everything that I need right here. And then anytime this runs out, I just go and find the backup and I put it right here. And that way nothing ever gets cluttered because this is the only space for all of these things. This is everything that I need, everything I work on. See, even my chapstick is right here, right? So everything I need is just right here and a hand's grab. And then anytime then any of this stuff runs out, I go grab it from here, I put it back in here, and this stays my space. Okay, so that's what I mean by set it in order. Find a place where these things go, identify it, put it in folders, things, containers. I know some people don't like that stuff. I love that stuff. I really do love that stuff. And so I don't have a problem with that, but I know a lot of people do. But that's what you want to do, is to set it in order. Okay, step number 3, time to shine it up. Okay, cleaning and resetting the space into a neutral, ready state. So cleaning matters because it reinforces the care and it helps identify issues early. So you want to clean surfaces, storage areas, digital cleanup and desktops, close unused tabs on applications. Once your space is all functional and ready for use, you're ready to move to the next level. But a lot of people skip this step of cleaning. And the reason why it's important is because the way your space feels makes you feel better. It really does. I wish it didn't, but it really, really does. So a lot of times when you have like stains, you might not notice there was actually a crack underneath that stain because you're not really cleaning. So how can you maintain things if you can't even see what it is that's out there? If everything's just covered in dirt, covered in filth. And so that's one of the things that you want to do is after you have removed everything out of the area, right? Whatever's left, we've set it in order. Now we're going to go and just clean everything off. That way we can start to have some standards for ourselves, because that's what it is. You get what your standards are. And so when you start having the standard for yourself, it's going to make things a lot easier for you to maneuver around. Okay, so that was step number 3, shine. And that leads me right into step number 4, which is standardize. So create a simple rule that defines how the space should function. Standards prevent clutter from returning and turn organization into a system. So you want to decide, how often is the space reset? What are some of the simple rules day in and day out? What are some of the standards that are easy to remember and easy to follow? So you guys just saw some of my standards, right? So one of mine is that instead of keeping stuff all on my desk, because I don't like to have clutter all over my desk, I keep everything in this drawer and I keep everything in that tray. And then all of my storage goes behind that. And then one of the other things that I like to do is that I have a cleaning schedule. So since I have my own office and there's nobody coming in here to clean after me, unfortunately, I have to make sure that I have a time where I'm going to clean. So I make sure that I clean once a week. So I make sure that I vacuum and I clean off all the desks, because I sit right next to a street, and I realize that now that I sit next to the street, the dirt is actually coming inside of the room, which is so annoying. So now I'm sitting here and I've got to make sure that I clean off the surfaces, because if I don't, I'm going to end up with dirt everywhere. So that's one of the things that I have to do. So that's one of the things that I want you to start doing, is having some standards for yourself. Thank you, Kijana. Handy dandy notes. Make sure that you have your handy dandy notes. And organization does matter, because this is the way that you can become more efficient. So many people lose so much time and money because they're not organized. So if you think about it, it takes you 5 minutes to find things. And you might think, oh, well, that's not a big deal. It's just 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes plus 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 5. You start to see what I'm saying? After a while, yeah, plus 5 minutes starts to be a lot. Plus 5 minutes is not just plus 5 minutes. Plus 5 minutes is turned into hours. So getting organized and knowing what you're doing really, really helps you. Okay, and then we have one more before we end today, but we're going to do a quick commercial break, and then I'll come back and I will tell you the last one that we have today. Let's see. All right, welcome back. This is Nikisha Vaughn. If you're just joining us, I am the VP of Corporate Affairs here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. And today we are talking about how we can organize ourselves so that we can be more efficient. Well, really, it came from the reset. So this would have been day 3, I think, of the reset. So day 1 was, I can't remember. You're going to have to go back to the last video, because I'm going to run out of time, because I can't stay as long as I want to. And y'all know I'd be getting off track. So I got to stay focused. All right. But anyways, my point is that we're talking about organization. So step 1, this is a 5S system. So step 1 is to sort. Step 2 is to see. I forgot just that quick. You see how I got to go back to my notes because I forgot just that quick. That's why Kijana said take your notes, because if you don't, you're going to forget. Step 2 is set in order. So you're going to remove everything from the area, and then whatever's left, you're going to determine where it goes, why it's there, have a home for everything. Everything has a home. Then step 3 is you're going to shine it up. You're going to clean the area. You might say it's clean. Yes, but I want you to go out there. I want you to vacuum. I want you to mop. I want you to wipe off all of the surfaces. That way you have now a standard of what you're going to be maintaining, which is what we're going to be getting to in a minute. So step 4 is you need to standardize. So you need to decide what are the rules that you have in order to keep this space clean. How often are you going to clean it? How often are you going to repair it? How often are you going to not repair it, replace things? You know, how are you going to do your inventory system, whether you have an inventory system. A really good one. I want to tell you guys about this. A really good strategy are called a shadow board. So a shadow board is so cool. So let's say that you have a tool, and let's say that your tool is like a shovel, right? So what you do is you have a board, and on that board, you have a little outline of the tool. So when the tool's not there, all you see is the shadow. So then when the tool goes back, right there, now you know that that tool is back there. So it makes it really easy for you, especially as an owner, if you have a bunch of tools that people are already using. If you use things like a shadow board, things where people know how to get these things, where the things go, then you can just go in the room, look and see, oh, we're missing this. And that way you don't have to figure out, do I have this tool? Am I missing that tool? What do I have? What do I not have? So that's why I just wanted to bring that into your awareness, because when you're thinking of a standard, those are the types of things that you want to do, things that make it really easy. So another thing you want to do is start to label things. I don't know, maybe you love labels, maybe you hate labels. I don't know, but labels are great because now you can say, if I come into your office and I see a label right there, I know where the pens go. If I see a label over here, I know where the scissors go. And people are more likely to put things back when they see where it's supposed to go. So if somebody does go to your desk and they use something, they're going to go and put it back exactly where it's supposed to go, because to put it anywhere else would be outside of the standard and it would be visible. Like everybody would be able to see it because everything is labeled. So when you put the scissors where the pins are, you look like an idiot because it's like, clearly you can see that the scissors are supposed to go in the scissors place. So that's what standardization will do. It will allow you to put things where they belong. And now everybody knows, not just you, everybody knows. And it's important for everybody to know, because now everybody can be a part of the keeping everything clean. So it's not just you, it's everybody. You're putting everybody on notice that this is the standard and this is how we do things. Okay. Step number 5, this is the last step, which is sustain. So that's the main thing that people miss when they clean up. They go and they clean up and then they forget about it. They clean up and then they never do anything about it again. And then they're like, how did it happen again? I just cleaned this place. This is why. Step 5, sustain, which is maintaining the system through habits and routines. Systems fail without reinforcements. Habits keep systems alive. So the way you want to do this is you want to attach this to regular routines. You want to have regular reviews. You want to make sure that you have a standard for yourself. So if you say that you're going to do a reset every Saturday, then Saturday is your reset day. You go through and you reset everything. You make sure that you have everything in stock. You clean up, you do your vacuuming, you do all that, and then you're done. And that's all you have to do. When you're doing it constantly, it never gets to the place where you can't handle it. Let me say that again. When you do it constantly, every single day, day in and day out, it never gets to that place where you can't handle it again. And that's the purpose of the 5S system. It's a way for you to think about cleanup, but not just for the purpose of cleaning up, but for the purpose of sustaining it long term, becoming an organized, clean person. And that's why I tell you, don't feel like you need to do everything, because that can be overwhelming. I'm not going to lie, it can be overwhelming. But if you just say, okay, I'm going to clean this area. What I usually do is I say, I'm going to clean this area of the room. Now, after that's done, I clean this area of the room. Then I clean that area of the room, and then I clean that area of the room. So it might have taken me 4 days, but guess what? This room is clean. And now I have this room on a schedule, and now this room never gets dirty again. Matter of fact, last night was so funny. So I have a cleaning schedule, right? And I just cleaned, and my husband was in here. We're talking, we're eating, and there's stuff all over the floors. And so now I'm like, okay, we got to clean up because there's stuff on the floor. It looks so odd because there's nothing around. So having stuff on the floor looks odd. So it just had it to be clean because I'm so used to living at a what? Standard. So that's what I want you guys to do. That's what the whole reset is about. That's what is good for you to do when you're looking for your business or when you're looking to organize your house, is to make sure that you set up a standard and you have a way of maintaining that. That way you don't get caught out there with overwhelmment, because if you miss a couple of weeks, it's not going to be as bad as if you're missing months. And that's usually when people are overwhelmed, is when it's months, it's years. It's not just a couple of days that they haven't done something. It's months, it's years, it's decades. So that's when things get really, really out of hand. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed that training. I love teaching the 5S. I feel like everybody I teach that to comes away feeling so much more organized, because it's just a way of thinking about it that maybe it seems so simple on the surface when I tell you about it. But once you get it in place, you're like, wow, it's not only simple and easy to remember, even if you can't remember all the words, it's also very, very effective. So your challenge today, I'm going to take this from Miss Deborah. Your challenge today is find an area in your room, an area that you are around, and clean it. Use the 5S. Number 1, sort. Take out everything you don't need. 2, everything that's left, set in order. Put it where it's supposed to go. 3, clean it up. Clean it up, baby. Clean it up. Clean up the whole area. Make it shiny. Shine. That's why it's called shine. Step 4, standardize. Now that everything's clean and everything's where it's supposed to go, put those labels on it. Lock it in. Make it so that nobody can ever put anything where it doesn't belong, because everything has a place. Everything has a home. And if it doesn't have a home, you need to ask yourself, do I need it? Do I need it? Because you probably don't. And if you don't need it, take it out of the area. This is minimalism. This is cleaning out. And step 5, and the most important step 5, sustain it. Get yourself on a routine. How often are you going to clean it? How often are you going to look at your inventory? How often are you going to do these things so that you make sure that it gets done all the time? And after that, guys, you guys are going to be the most organized, clean people that I know. Really quick before you go, I just want to say this because shout out to my daughter who is trying to keep up with my mom for the most amount of unread emails in her inbox. Let me just tell you this. This works on your emails as well. Go through your email account. Clear out everything that you don't need. Think of it like this. Your inbox should be for things that you need to do. It shouldn't be for anything else. Anything in your inbox should say, I need to respond to it. Maybe I haven't, I'll do it later, but I need to respond to it. Everything else should be either deleted or put into a folder. That's it. So inbox is in process, stored, or deleted. That's it. And that will keep your inbox clean. Okay, guys, I hope that has really helped you to stay organized. And if you are looking for joining a group of like-minded people, if you are looking at getting your weight up, if you want to be in the room when decisions are being made, you need to join the chamber. Membership is $200 a year. With that, you get to be a part of all of the different chapters, from Barstow to down here to Temecula, over there to Long Beach, and Palm Springs. We have Pasadena, San Gabriel, Pomona, so many different chapters. Find yours and become a part of it. All right, you guys, this has been Nikisha Bond signing off for the weekly chamber meeting. I'll be back here next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Let me ask you guys, do you guys think I should move this to later in the evening? I don't mind moving it to later in the evening, maybe like a 7-ish. What do you guys think about a 7-ish? If we like a 7-ish, please leave 7 in the comments and I will take it into consideration because I'd love to do this a little later in the evening. All right, guys, I will see you guys next time. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.